Hello, everybody. I'm Mario Linares, and I'm broadcasting from Rio de Janeiro. And I have on the other side of the line Dr. Florian Kongoli, who is broadcasting directly from the Palais de Nation in Geneva, the headquarters of the United Nations in Switzerland. And he's talking from the Human Rights Room, the largest room in the building. So I would like to welcome you. Good afternoon, Dr. Florian. For you, it's good evening, I believe.
Yes, good evening, good afternoon there. How are you, Mario?
Very well. It's 3:20 in Rio de Janeiro. It's
Nice
1:20 in
still
Montreal and 7:20. No, 9:20, right? What time is it in? 7:20 in
Here,
Geneva.
7:20.
7:20. So, today you had your lecture at the United Nations, right?
Yes.
Show us the room where you were.
Yes, I'm going there.
Okay. I understand it's after hours, so they opened an exception for you for this broadcast, right?
Exactly. This is Human Rights and Alliance of Civilization. So the name is Human Rights and Alliance of Civilization. So it's the biggest in Geneva, and 750 seats approximately. And it's around about, the chairs are movable. They can be arranged any way people want. But what makes this thing so interesting, it is the ceiling. I'm going to start from the ceiling because this is something particular.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me yesterday and showed some pictures. I was impressed. Wow. It looks tridimensional, right?
Yes, this is modern art. To me, it looks like the bottom of the ocean inversed.
Yeah, indeed. It looks like coral reefs, right?
But nobody mentioned this in the information about the room. Nobody mentioned this idea. This is how it looks to me. This room was first built in 1973. The ceiling was done much later. It took about 2 or 3 years, and it's about 700. I don't remember correctly, but about 700 of epoxy resin used here. This is a piece of art.
I see. It is. It's amazing. It's amazing. Wow. Can you tell us a little bit about how it was made?
Oh, it's epoxy resin. So they are just, the painter just dropped resins, stick them in the ceilings, and then painting them several times with different colors. The colors are taken from all over the world, pigments from all over the world, and it is just a random putting the materials in the ceiling and then painting them. I guess 14,000 kilograms of paints has been used here. 14,000 kilograms of paints. You see, to me, it looks like the bottom of the ocean inversed.
It does.
This is my definition. You don't see this in any description. It's piece of art, so you can interpret it any way you want. To me, that's what it looks like, and shows the variety of the end of the ocean, which is also the Alliance of Civilization. That's why they call it Alliance of Civilization.
How big is it, Dr. Freud?
I think it was 900 square meters or square feet. This is the biggest in Geneva, where Human Rights Council does the regular meetings. And it's used in rare occasion for other meetings, like this was given to us as a courtesy by the United Nations. So the first time the United Nations is giving a room on utilization to a scientific conference, and this is really something particular. So
this is a landmark for science, I believe. Don't you agree?
Yes, I think so. And these are two big screens there where the presentation are shown to the public, not to the public.
I see.
Well, if it's broadcasted live, yes, but to the attendees. This is, all it is. What is very interesting in this room? You enter while the session is going on, and you hear nothing. You see people no noise at all, and you don't even hear the speaker.
I see.
It's complete silence. It looks like a different reality. Actually,
Because of the acoustic reasons.
no, because everybody has this in its ear.
Oh, I see.
So everything is transmitted through this. So you can hear only through this, not through the acoustic.
It's interesting. Very interesting.
So it looks like a different reality. You are in the meeting room where many people, the speaker is speaking, or the speaker is speaking, or the author are speaking, and then you hear nobody.
Wow.
It looks like everything. So basically, you keep this in your ear,
Uh-huh.
and you hear
Like
through
this.
this. So hearing is
And
individual.
can you choose the language?
Yes, there are many languages there. There are many
Uh-huh.
channels. The translation are done in different languages. You choose the channels. For example,
Simultaneous translation.
yes, one of the presentation today was from Japan. In Japanese was in channel 1, and channel 2 was the translation in English. So I follow
Yes.
the English one.
I see.
This is what this is the podium where normal the speakers are,
Uh-huh.
and here
You are
I did
sitting there today, right?
yes, I was sitting there today and did the presentation while
Uh-huh.
seated, which was
Ah,
actually a little bit different from me, because normally I do the presentation standing,
yeah,
not
yeah.
seated. But because of this was transmitted live in United Nations TV, you should say sit in order not to go out of the camera. At
I
least
see.
that was the recommendation. So the first time I did a presentation while being seated.
Well, it's the United Nations. You can open an exception for them, right?
Well,
Now,
it
let
is
me ask you a question. Yesterday, we talked a little about your presentation, but we didn't want to release any spoilers. Yes. Now it's over. You can talk about it. Tell us a little bit. I know you have to leave in a while because they opened the room especially for you. It's totally
yeah,
empty.
yeah.
It's we would like to thank the United Nations Communication Department and officers, officials that enabled us to have this broadcast live from this room. Yes, the security too. But tell us a little bit, like in 3 minutes, what was your lecture about?
Well, lecture it was about sustainability, achieving sustainability through science and technology, giving the importance of science and technology, where the science and technology has the big effect and the most efficient one in achieving science and technology compared to other methods. Every method is important, but here science and technology has the biggest effect. So this is the idea. Contradiction that existed before we invented the new sustainability framework, which was, there was confusion around because everybody was throwing in any of their desires, which are all important, but they were throwing in one basket without any clear distinctions. So I explained this confusion. I explained the new sustainability framework that we have developed, where that includes, it's a simple concept. It's a very functional table with 3 pillars. 3 pillars are science and technology, government and management, and education and civil society. So a table with 3 pillars. One of the pillars goes down, the whole structure collapse. So when the structure collapses, you don't achieve sustainability. So and then confusion that existed, the literature, people that are arriving at different conclusions, saying that we should sacrifice human life in order to save the world. But sustainability, this eliminates one of the criteria of sustainability, human development. And then without that, you are not sustainable. So it is, you have to simultaneously achieve the three criteria, using the 3 pillars: science and technology, government, and education. You should start with science and technology, because first, if the government can help, but if you don't have any solution, the science and technology give solutions. So then you have to choose the best solution. So if you have no solution, you cannot choose. You cannot even do politics or create a political framework. One thing, and then education is important also, because science and technology, it's fed by new scientists, by new generation of scientists. So education is important also, you know, and so there should be a cooperation between the three pillars in order to be sustainable. And this was the main idea. If we consider criteria separately, without taking into account the complexity and the three criteria of sustainability and three pillars, then actually we are not sustainable, but just we are saying lip services. We are doing lip services to sustainability, and we don't mean anything. So this is very important, very, very important, because today I mentioned nuclear reactors. Nuclear reactors, they are a clean energy, but they have two disadvantages: risk and waste treatment. But this is not something that it's a risk. Tell me a technology that has no risk. All technologies are risk. A drone, for example, can be used to save lives as an ambulance, air ambulance, or can be used for criminal purposes. So if it can be used for criminal purposes, a risk. But because of the risk, we cannot get rid of drones, because it's like, as I mentioned previously, electricity has a risk when you touch it. So what's the goal? What's the solution to get rid of electricity? Or the mobile phones? This exists, this theory. Mobile phones are addictive. People should not use them because they are addictive. We cannot live without mobile phones today. If there is a risk, that has to be managed, and science and technology find the solutions. So basically, that's the presentation today. It is live. It was broadcasted live, and it is also available in the United Nations Web TV. Again, it is the first time I do a presentation while seated. It was a little bit strange for me, because normally I do a presentation standing,
Yeah,
and moving and pointing.
I've seen some of your presentations. You're very energetic while
Yes,
you
yes. This is
are
not this
presenting.
time. I was seated.
Yeah.
Like there in the center. So, but it's a new experience anyway. So it was mostly more a political, stand, because politicians always unless they have a podium, they always speak while seated, and then the difference was the PowerPoint projected in the screen. Normally, politicians do not even use PowerPoint. So, but it feels, you see, it's an echo here. It's a magnificent room. I wanted to take attention again to the ceilings.
Yeah.
Ceiling decoration. Look at this.
Well, it is. It's impressive. It's impressive indeed. Wow. And
So
as
you
you
have
said,
all colors.
it looks like we are looking at the bottom of the sea. The effect, it's incredible.
Yes, to
It's like
me, that's my
scuba
definition.
diving.
I didn't see this definition. For me, it's an ocean, bottom of the ocean, inverse bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Ocean in
And
the ceiling, a bottom of the ocean in the ceiling.
yeah, it's impressive.
And the colors used from all over the world to make as a United Nation, and it gives the idea also of keeping clean the oceans, because a lot of a lot of junk you see there.
Yeah, exactly. And the colors are beautiful.
Yeah,
This
it creates a
mixture
3D
of
dimension,
colors. Yeah, it's impressive.
dimension. So it
When you
is
see
this
this
is
dome, you don't imagine that you have this. I mean, hypothetically, you look at the dome, you don't imagine you're going to have this. Uh, 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 it, it seems like being a flat surface.
yeah.
Yeah, when you look at a
Well,
picture,
it gives
not
an
now
idea
because you have a reference,
like you are
but when you
holding a
see,
meeting.
yes, Now,
you
let me ask you a
are
question. Is there a second floor on this auditorium, on
no,
this
no.
theater?
Well, no, there are rooms of the staff of the
Ah, okay. Rooms.
this just you can see there. I can switch it around.
Let's see.
So you can
Yeah.
see
But
there are
up there,
staff
there is like
staff
a
rooms.
second, huh?
There is a second floor, but it's just around with
It's not for
staff.
audience. It's they're not, they don't participate. It's not like a
No, they
box
don't
to.
participate. They just
Okay, okay.
they are probably they are translation booth, because if you have
Probably.
194 nation, you have to have a
Yeah.
translator for each, for real time translator for each of the nations. So
Exactly,
basically,
exactly. That's it.
uh, yeah, these are translation booths for sure. I
Interesting.
guess I didn't ask, but this is the and this is in the center. We did a group picture here today. This is the center. You know, it's around. So everything is based on around.
Yeah.
And this is the again the podium.
Yeah,
I come to
look,
you with two
just
screens.
face it up. Just face it up, the camera, so we can.
Yeah,
You're in the center, right?
yeah, I am exactly. Well, not in the center of just before the podium.
Okay.
So
Wow, it's beautiful. It is really impressive.
yeah. So this is art. This is art mixed with architecture. Okay, in a political building, in the United Nations, in politics. So you don't see this frequently. These ceilings, you do not see it frequently.
Yeah, for sure. And especially so new. You said it was built in the 90s, right?
I
1990s.
think it was
The
no
ceiling, not the building.
renovation. Renovation. I think we finished in 2008, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
2008. Wow. Wow, wow.
The ceiling actually was done in 2008. Was completed in 2008. This is not the original ceiling.
I see. I see.
This is not the original ceiling.
Impressive. And Dr. Florian, how did it feel to speak for the United Nations and have a group of scientists discussing sustainability and science in the United Nations, something that has never been done before? Like, you are a pioneer.
Well, that's a pioneer. The event is it's pioneering, and this is a good example. It's a good example because then you make aware the politicians all for the problems, and so actually you reduce the distance. You reduce the distance.
Uh-huh.
So policy, it's. I can go probably around and you can see, but and there how it should be.
I
There
see.
should be no distance. Distance is artificial, and being
Uh-huh.
artificial, you lose. You lose because you create a wall between the political issues, and you create a wall and scientific issues. So this is here you touch. It's human rights and alliance of civilization, but it's a policy body, and then you have a policy body that supported a scientific created your international glass year, and this was approved by a resolution of United Nations.
Great.
The year of glass 2022. It is approved with a specific, I don't remember the number, I can give it to you, but it was approved by a resolution of United Nations with a
I
majority
see.
of, probably we can go around to have a look this way. Might be
Yeah.
interesting to see.
What about the walls? I see that they have like some
There's
details on the wall.
some decorations here.
Oh, and I can see better.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's
they are
basically the same.
carved on the stone, on the
Basically,
rock,
there's a
or
carpet in the wall. Carpet in the wall.
it's a carpet on the wall. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
The carpet in the wall.
interesting. I thought it was something like a stone or something.
No, it's like a carpet.
Yeah, it's good for the acoustic to
Yeah, it could be.
could be.
So we can go around and you can see you have the full circle. So I'm going
Now, Dr.
around.
Florian, let me ask you a question. The audience today was basically scientists, right? As you said, or
Yes,
were
the
there
majority.
world
The
leaders too?
majority. The majority. We
Majority
had
was.
some directors of museums, and we
Uh-huh.
had some various CEOs,
Uh-huh.
of and we also had some journalists, some basically, but again, it was related only to glass.
I
Okay,
see. I see.
only glass
Let me ask
technology.
you a question. Down there you said that there were some CEOs. You were there as a scientist, right? Because few
Both.
people know, but you're also a very successful entrepreneur. You were chosen the environmental CEO of the year a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So, were you speaking
Probably
as a
closer.
CEO or as a scientist?
Well, both. In my
Both.
presentation, there are both logos of both companies,
I see.
one side by side.
I see.
Actually, the presentation tackled both, everything. It tackled successes in technology
Uh
related to
huh.
glass, non-ferrous, ferrous, because I was speaking about automation also, which I forgot. Automation, it is a sustainable activity. There's been many criticism against automation because it takes away jobs from people. Not for our concept. It's not a non-sustainable thing. It is a sustainable. It is a sustainable. Look at this view.
It is beautiful.
So this is from the main door.
Uh huh.
So there you have the podium where I was sitting this morning, in between the two screens. The podium is in between the two screens, and probably I should go there and show you the how it looks from there, from the podium, the ceiling. It's a magnificent view. But I'm doing a tour around here. It's around. You see, I went from the one corner to the other, just to appreciate how it looks.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is. It is beautiful. Let me ask you another thing about your lecture. Some of the scientists and, of course, uh, world leaders and also economic leaders like CEOs and all that were present there. They haven't been to SIPs yet. Do you think this could you
Well,
network a lot?
actually, no, actually, what is interesting, well, there were not too many CEOs, by the way. There was just one session of CEOs that I was in.
Ah, I see. I
It
see.
was in the same. It was in the same session, you know.
I see.
It was in the same session, and and you know, by being in the same session, there were about four CEOs. So we are in the session of CEOs speaking about sustainability.
I
So
see.
basically, there were four. The issue is that apparently we are so good that we have already sent them the invitation about SIPs, and they knew it already.
Oh, great, great,
I do not
great.
know them. I didn't know them personally, but apparently I had invited them. You see, now I'm at the
Good.
podium. Here I was sitting today while doing the
Ah,
presentation. Seated.
yeah. Show us the podium how it is. Show us the
That,
podium. Yeah.
that's the podium.
Wow, a lot of buttons there.
Yeah. Well, this is the United Nations. You have the microphone. You have the channels. You have the volume, and you
I
have
see.
everything.
I see.
And you
And you
have
have a
the
teleprompter there, right? Is that a
yeah,
teleprompter?
and you have the chairs.
Ah, do it again. Do it again. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the chair. Decided.
Yeah. Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
but when you sit here, so if I sit here, what I was sitting this morning, and then this is the look you have in front of you.
Yes.
So you see this.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It must be difficult to keep the concentration with a view like this.
Well, you get used to it, but it's relaxing.
It is, especially when you say it's not noisy, right?
No, there you hear nobody. You see movement, many people staying there, nobody moves, and you hear no voices because everything is going through your
You don't
ears.
even hear the side talks. I mean,
No,
people
no,
chatting.
nothing. You see
Wow,
person speaking and you hear nothing. It's just quiet, 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 quiet.
incredible,
Because you
incredible.
use this in your, you put this in your ear.
Yes, yes. Interesting,
So,
interesting.
and you do not, it's basically, this is the podium here. I'm sitting where I was this morning. There are some,
Hmm.
I have to take a bottle of water there. I'm thirsty. This were our
Yeah,
bottles for speakers this
I'm not.
morning.
I'm not going to have you any longer because they've already. We promised them we would stay for less than 15 minutes. Already, almost
Yeah,
30 minutes.
yeah,
We
yeah,
took long. I'm sorry for that, but I would like to arrange something with you. You're staying at
yeah.
the best hotel in Geneva, one of the best in the
Yes,
world. It's the
yeah,
Intercontinental. We have
yes.
to broadcast live from there.
Well, we can. Let's see, because
Okay.
we can probably. This is the
You're
hotel where
departing
all our
tomorrow, right?
deals, all yes, all our deals are deals between different famous politicians are done there. This is a hotel where Hillary Clinton has met with foreign minister, foreign minister of Russia when it
Oh.
came to the power. There, because Switzerland is an independent country, you
Uh-huh.
know, so they are not affiliated with the United Nations. No, sorry, not with the European Union. They are not part of any treaty. They are not part of NATO. They are not part of anyone.
Uh-huh.
And by
They're
and
totally
I have a
neutral.
yes, totally neutral, and that's why there are so many meetings happening in Geneva because it's a neutral. Sorry, it's a neutral land, and that's
Mhm.
why most of the meetings between adversaries are done in Geneva, and most of them are done in Intercontinental Hotel. So in
Mm.
the rooms there, if you can check even the Wikipedia, you see that Hillary Clinton met with the foreign minister of Russia when they came back to power, and since it is neutral, also in that hotel have passed the entire almost all top politicians of the world, including the dictators of during communist times or dictators from Africa.
I'll
So
say.
everybody come there to meet each other because it's independence has a value. Being independent has a value,
Yeah,
and
for
there's
sure.
so many. There are so many international organizations based in Geneva just because of this.
I
And this is
see.
the something. So I'm getting out from my chair now.
Yes.
So this is how it looks here.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Well, okay, Dr. Florian, I think it's time to go because I think some people are asking you to leave the room. Yes, we would like to thank you very much, the United Nations Communication Department, the Security Department also, that have provided us with this exception. Yes, as we can see, nobody else is using the room now. It's solely for
Just
you.
me. The entire
Yeah,
room is
just
for
you.
me.
So, so I would like to congratulate you for getting the room. And we'd like to thank all these people, all the direction of the United Nations. And I would like to have your final consideration about today's lecture and about today's
Oh, it was perfect. It
presentation.
was perfect, and everything went. Besides being seated, everything was fine. It was a little bit strange for me, but everything was perfect. A new experience.
Perfect, perfect. Well, that's it. I'm Mario Linares, broadcasting directly from Rio de Janeiro. I'm saying goodbye to everybody. We're going to meet later from the Intercontinental Hotel with an
Hopefully,
exclusive
hopefully,
interview.
hopefully.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
think
let's
so.
try. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Thank you very much for your audience. And don't forget to like this video, leave your comment, and share with your friends. And that's it. See you later, guys.
See you.